when I was 12 or 13, right, again, it must have been 12. Yeah, I was 12. I took my very serious interest in magic. I went to the Lutannon Magic Camp, which was a very serious place to go if you were, in fact, very serious about magic. And I wanted to be a close up magician. I wanted to be able to do things with my hands. I admire the illusionists that can saw the woman in half, but we all know if you look in the box, you'll see what's going on. The box is doing the trick, not the magician. And I wanted to be the magic. So I was studying sleight of hand with some wonderful people at this camp, and one of them actually said to me, "You're going to have a problem because my hand really can't palm a standard playing card. When I palm a standard playing card, some little corner peeks out from somewhere. And palming is certainly a very interesting, it's a necessary tool for card magic. And card magic is a necessary area if you're going to do sleight of hand. So I realized that that particular track was not going to be my thing. They sent me over to study with the guy that was teaching escapes. So I learned a lot of cool escapes, but you have to be really brave to do escapes. Not me. So I came that summer while I was doing magic camp. We moved from Maplewood, New Jersey to Livingston, New Jersey. And I knew absolutely nobody. And I came home from camp, and having nothing else to do, I went to the community pool. And I was just standing in water up to my chin at the community pool when a stunningly beautiful young lady came over and said, "Do you sing?" And I went, "I do now." And she was part of the teen theater. There was a very active theater community in Livingston. And I got pulled into a production of The Sound of Music as one of the Von Trapp kids, and I had a blast. It was, I suddenly realized that this is instant community and instant collaboration that I loved. And for a shy kid to be able to go out in front of people and engage with them and make them laugh and move them without having to be me, I was still hiding behind characters. That was very intriguing to me. But I would go with these kids every weekend into New York to see Broadway shows because I think for less than $2 if you were a student, you could stand at any show. And within 6 months of getting into this habit, Pippin opened on Broadway. And it was the first time that actual magic was incorporated into a show that I had experienced. And I watched them doing this, and a bell went off in my head, and I went, wait a minute. The whole thing's an illusion. Nothing up there is real. Those people aren't who they say they are. We're not where they say we are. The emotions aren't real. Nothing is real. It's all a magic trick. And I went, I could do that. That could be a cool magic trick. And with the same just laser focus that I had on magic, I threw myself into theater and started studying voice, started studying dance, and within a year got that opportunity that actually turned me into a professional. So I was a theater art major at Boston U, and I was there I graduated high school in the spring of '77 and started Boston the fall of '77, and I completed 3 years, and then my professional career took over, and I was never able to finish, so I don't have a BFA, but I do have an honorary doctorate. They actually called to give me the honorary doctorate, and I said, I'm only 11 credits shy of an actual BFA. Could you swing that? And they went, no. I can't even buy it. The summer of my junior year, I did my first film, really. A terrible, please don't go find this movie. It's actually out there. People tweet me about it all the time. It was a terrible little low-budget horror film called The Burning. It was a knockoff or a wannabe knockoff of the Friday the 13th films. And there was nothing notable about it other than, it was my first film. It was Holly Hunter's first film. She had just graduated from Carnegie Mellon. And it was Harvey Weinstein's first film as a producer. Other than that, there's nothing to recommend a viewing of The Burning. But the film ran over its time. It was supposed to be shot in 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and it went longer. And I was several weeks late for my senior year, and they said, you've really missed too much of this semester to come back now. take a semester off, you'll come back for second semester, and you'll graduate a semester late, which was the plan. But I didn't want to move back in with my folks because I had been out of the house for 3 years. So I moved into New York with Holly. We were just roommates. And I got a job in the casting office of the woman who had cast me in the film, Joy Todd. And within weeks of working there, I met the girl that would become my wife, so I didn't want to leave her. And I got cast before that semester was over in my first Broadway production. And that just kept begetting and begetting and begetting more stuff.